Dear students, welcome to the video lesson on red blood cells, chapter 11, Transportation in Animals and Plants, class 7. My main objective of teaching you this lesson is to explain the color, structure, function, production and depth of red blood cells. And at the end of the lesson, you should also try to remember color, structure, function, production and depth of red blood cells and explain what red blood cells are. To begin with, let us start with some interesting facts about red blood cells. Red blood cells, in short form, are known as RBC. R stands for red, B stands for blood, and C stands for cells. Another name of red blood cells is erythrocyte. E-R-Y-T-H-R-O-C-Y-T-E, erythrocyte. Formation of red blood cells is called hematopoiesis or hemopoiesis. H-E-M-A-T-O-P-O-I-E-S-I-S, hematopoiesis, or H-E-M-O-P-O-I-E-S-I-S, hemopoiesis. Red blood cells are formed in bone marrow. B-O-N-E, bone, M-A-R-R-O-W, marrow, bone marrow. Lifespan of red blood cells is 100 to 120 days. Death of red blood cells is called hemolysis or hematolysis. I repeat, death of red blood cells is called H-E-M-O-L-Y-S-I-S, hemolysis, or H-E-M-A-T-O-L-I-S-I-S, hematolysis. 5.2 million red blood cells are present per cubic millimeter of our blood. Normal shape of red blood cells is round and biconcave. These are some of the interesting facts about red blood cells. Now the first question. What is the color of red blood cells? Obviously, red in color. And why is it so? The color of red blood cells is red due to the presence of hemoglobin, H-A-E-M-O-G-L-O-B-I-N, hemoglobin. What is the structure of red blood cells? A red blood cell has what is known as a biconcave shape. B-I-C-O-N-C-A-V-E, biconcave shape. Now let us look at biconcave shape in the image inserted here. Look at the image given below. You see that the middle part of the red blood cell in both lower side and upper side are curved inwards, and such a shape is called concave shape. And because the surfaces are curving inwards on both upper and lower sides, therefore this shape is called as biconcave shape. Both sides of the cell surface curve inward like the interior of a sphere. This shape aids in a red blood cell's ability to maneuver through tiny blood vessels to deliver oxygen to organs and tissues. why do red blood, what is the advantage of biconcave shape of the red blood cells? This biconcave shape aids, AIDS, AIDS means helps the red blood cells to move through very tiny spaces within tissues and within blood capillaries. If we look at the real red blood cells present in our body, then we have to look through the images obtained from the electron microscope. This black and white picture of red blood cells is a real image, and the structures that you see in this image are real red blood cells having a biconcave shape. See how the surface of the red blood cell is curved inwards. The same shape is shown in color in this image, which is next to the black and white image. We find that the diameter of the red blood cell is approximately 7.5 micrometer and thickness is approximately 2.5 micrometer. Now, what are the functions of red blood cells? As we have studied in the previous lessons, that blood carries oxygen to different parts of the body. So, the red blood cells present in the blood carry oxygen to different parts of the body. So, main function of red blood cells is that red blood cells are responsible for transporting oxygen from lungs to our body tissues. The body tissues produce energy with the oxygen and release a waste. And what is that waste? We call that waste carbon dioxide. So red blood cells take the carbon dioxide waste to lungs for you to exhale. So what is the main function of red blood cell? To carry oxygen from lungs to the tissues and carry carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. Where are red blood cells produced? The red blood cells are produced in bone marrow. And how does a bone marrow look like? Now look at the image. This is the image of a man and these are the thighs. The thigh bone contains the bone marrow. Every bone has a marrow, but we have taken the example of the thigh bone here. And this bone marrow produces red blood cells. So if someone asks you, where are red blood cells produced? Very simple answer for a class 7 student should be in the bone marrow. B-O-N-E-M-A-R-R-O-W. So red blood cells are formed in bone marrow. How do the red blood cells die? The normal human red blood cells have an average lifespan of about 120 days in the circulation, after which they are engulfed by macrophages present in spleen of our body. And where is the spleen located? The spleen is located in the left side of human body. Here, next to the stomach. If you can see the cursor, if you can see the image, just pay attention to where I'm pointing the cursor at present. There is this small organ called spleen next to the stomach present in the left side of the body. Spleen is one of the filters of human blood, and this is where the old, aged red blood cells are destroyed. And who destroys the red blood cells within spleen? The macrophage, M-A-C-R-O-P-H-A-G-E. Macrophages present within the spleen. They destroy the aging RBCs and release iron and hemoglobin for reutilization. Now, homework questions for you. Here is a list of diseases. You have to find the common factor in all these diseases. The list of the disease is like this: anemia, red cell enzyme deficiencies, red cell membrane disorders, hemoglobinopathies, nutritional anemia, polycythemia, and hemochromatosis. The name of all these diseases are not given in your science textbook. So what you need to do your homework, you have to type these names of various blood related diseases in the internet and you will find the answer. And what answer you are looking for? That what is the common thing among all the diseases mentioned here? Then you have to do another homework question. Your next question is that you have to study the graph I have inserted here. And what does this graph tell us? This graph tells us about drop in anemia cases among children and adults. And the number of cases is not given in million or in any other number, but it is given in percent. Okay. And we have a comparative study here. The anemia cases in the year 2005-06 and anemia cases in 2015 and 16. This information, this data has been provided by National Family Health Survey, NFHS, and it has been published by ndtv.com. You have to study the histogram given here, the percentage of children, of the non-pregnant woman, of the pregnant woman, all women aged 15 to 49 and men aged 15 to 49. You have to look at the percentage data shown in the histogram. The pink colored histogram, the pink colored bars represent 2005-06 and these red colored bars represent 2015 and 16. So you have to study this entire information. Then you have to answer the following 3 questions. First question is, explain the information given in the histogram. What does this histogram tell us? Is anemia related with red blood cells? If yes, how? You have to explain. Is anemia caused due to the deficiency or excess of red blood cells? You have to talk about it. How? You have to find out the answer. Then you have to compare between the number of anemia cases in 2005-06 and 2015 and 16, and you have to do the comparison for every category shown in the histogram. Thank you.